Welcome to Top 10s, and in this video we're going to be going over the Tak and the Power of Juju series, starting with the original, Tak and the Power of Juju, released on October 15th, 2003. The gameplay mostly consists of platforming, obstacles, and puzzles. The player has a health meter represented by the feather on Tak's head. Tak's abilities are jumping, attacking, and a unique feature, the ability to interact with and get past obstacles with the help of various animals. When the player receives the spirit rattle, they gain access to the use of juju powers, which are acquired by collecting tokens scattered around the environment. To restore Tak's health and mana, the player must collect feathers, which are much more common in the environment than juju power tokens. The game heavily features collecting various other items. An ancient prophecy foretells that the moon juju, the kind protector of the Pupanunu people, would be weakened by the evil Tylok, an embittered Pupanunu shaman, so he could turn the Pupanunu people into sheep as revenge for not being made high shamans in favor for another shaman, Jabola. Prophecy also mentions a great and mighty warrior trained by the high shaman, who would restore the moon juju, defeat Tylok, and bring peace to the Pupanunu people. Having escaped Tylok's spell, Jabola believes that his apprentice, Locke, to be the warrior of the prophecy and prepares to send him off. However, it appears that Locke has been turned into a sheep. Jabola sends his younger apprentice, Tak, to find his magical plants and change him back, though it turns out not to be Locke, but his squire Tublar. Jabola tells Tak to obtain the spirit rattle, which allows the wielder to communicate with powerful juju spirits to assist him, while he finds Locke. Tak returns with the rattle to find that Locke has been trampled to death by a herd of sheep. Jabolta has Tak collect 100 magic Yorbles and Locke spirit from the spirit world, allowing him to successfully resurrect Locke. An unfortunate side effect of the resurrection, however, is a severe case of diarrhea. Tak obtains the moonstones instead while Locke recovers, restoring the moon juju to full strength. The moon juju reveals that the warrior of prophecy is not Locke but Tak, as he has already fulfilled almost everything the prophecy predicted. Using his arsenal of juju spells, Tak defeats Tylok and turns him into a sheep, finally fulfilling the prophecy. The game received mixed or average reviews according to Metacritic, giving it a score of 70 out of 100. Next up on our timeline is Tak 2, The Staff of Dreams, released on October 11th, 2004. Tak 2, The Staff of Dreams is an action-adventure platform video game developed by Avalanche Software. Following the events of the first game, Tak has now been stuck in a dream for 16 days. Jabolba and Locke ponder how they can wake him up. In reality, Tak is stuck in the dream world and is sent by the Dream Juju to fight the Dream Guardian, take the Staff of Dreams, and to save a princess. After Tak refuses, he is told if he does not do this, he will be stuck in the dream forever. As he fights through the dream world, he escapes through a rift. When going through the rift, Tak wakes up and Jabolba and Tak go find Jabolda's brother, JB. Locke wants to go, but Jabolba tells Locke to go fetch his magic sandals. Jabolba turns into a flea for easy hauling and they set off. When Tak and Jabolba reach a dead end, they summon the Belly Juju to get a raft. Belly Juju uses a barrel that Tak got for him and throws Tak in it and throws the barrel down the river. Locke is once again left behind, and when Belly Juju chokes, Locke has to save him. As Tak and Jabolba go down the fast current, they fall down a huge waterfall and Tak is knocked out. He wakes up in the dream world, once again being led by the Dream Juju. Once he makes it to the end, he again enters a real world through a rift. Once in the real world, Tak and Jabolta set off, again. When they reach a bridge, they have to wait for the Woodies to pass, but when they do, Locke blows up the bridge and the Woodies attack. When Tak saves Locke, he summons the Mind Reader Juju. He tells Tak that with 3 magic stones, he can make bolas to get across the gap. When Tak does this, he is knocked out by Woodies, again entering Dream World. The gameplay is almost identical to the first game, with differences being that Tak's weapons is always on hand, and that mana is represented by a feather count and not a meter. The game takes place in various locations such as tropical forests, canyons, volcanic areas, snowy tundras, and other harsh environments. There are also a number of dimensional stages in the dream world. Tak 2, The Staff of Dreams was given generally favorable reviews. scoring a score of 75 out of 100. Next up in the Tak timeline, we have Tak and the Great Juju Challenge, released on September 19th, 2005. The gameplay here is an obstacle course with a timer counting down. Tak and Locke try to reach the exit with the least time possible. The score depends on time, items collected, and enemies defeated. The game can either be played with one player who switches between Tak and Locke, or by playing two-player with a friend, each controlling a character on split screen. The game begins with Jabulba summoning the player, just like the original game, into the pig pen. He tells them that the Pupanuna village is the host of a great Juju challenge, the first in 60 years. He then tells that Tak and Locke should be back by now. It then goes to Feather Crag, a location where Tak and Locke are looking for the Phoenix so they can get a feather to enter the challenge. After fighting Woodies and learning their powers, they finally catch up with the Phoenix, which is grabbed by two unknown men. However, Locke is able to grab a feather. When they arrive to the Juju realm for the challenges, the Moon Juju introduces the competitors. She introduces the four teams, Team Jibba Jabba, Team Gramazon, Team Pupanu, and Team Black Mist. After they are dismissed, the host Juju tells them what to do. After completing the first three challenges, the teams compete in a Proving Grounds match. After the match, Team Black Mist is eliminated. However, they return with the two-headed Juju, who reveals they messed up the scoring, and the Black Mist is back in. GameCube and PlayStation 2 and Xbox versions received generally favorable reviews, scoring a score of 75 out of 100 for Metacritic. Next up on the Tak timeline, we have Tak Mojo Mistake. Released in 2008, Tak's second DS adventure, Tak's Mojo Mistake takes him on a journey you won't recognize. It features additional content such as casting spells and mixing alchemical ingredients using the touchscreen. Flip the DS sideways to play in the Juju realm, share ingredients with other players to create special spell recipes. This game featured 3 minigames: Dodgeball minigame, Chase minigame, and Blockbuster Pop. Tak finds himself exhausted from trying to help everyone in his village. He decided to use his Juju magic to create little helpers called Hackies. But when these little creatures become unruly and unexpectedly multiply into hundreds, they invade both the Pupanuna village and the Juju realm. Now Tak must do all he can to get rid of the troublemakers and restore balance to both worlds. Tak Mojo Mistake scored a 73 on IGN. Metacritic didn't even rate this game. Last up on our list on the timeline of Tak games is Tak and the Guardians of Gross, released on October 13th, 2008. The gameplay is a linear platformer with a focus on using a series of parkour moves in order to jump over obstacles and run through walls. In the beginning, Tak complains about Jabulba making him clean the spoiled shrine. Jira offers to take the G runner, but Tak wants to take a shortcut through the jungle. Despite Kiko's warning, Tak goes anyway. After going through a long trail full of woody tribesmen, Tak finally makes it to the shrine. After fighting his way up, Tak gets to the top of the shrine. Tak decides to lift up a giant gem and stuff everything below it. However, he cannot support the gem with his magic, and it falls and breaks. Suddenly, the ground shakes and these long trails of magic fly out. Suddenly, 4 gigantic big G's appear and start wreaking havoc on the world. When Tak goes back to the village, Jabulba tells Tak that whoever did this must see the 4 Jujus known as the Guardians of Gross. First, Tak sees Debris Juju, and after winning a minigame, Tak gets Lumpy Magic. He then sets out for the first G, Trashlulu. After a long trail, he uses a catapult to launch it onto Trashlulu. When he lands, he must use Lumpy Magic to make it to the head of the beast. Once inside, he grabs the Essence Gem out of the beast, and he must jab his staff into the eyes to defeat him. The game received mixed or average reviews on both platforms according to Metacritic, getting a score of 57 out of 100 on PS2 and a 63 out of 100 on the Nintendo Wii. Well, we hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comments below what we can do next. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace!